Good morning, everybody, and welcome on behalf of the Harrison County Library System to the online computer classes. My name is Jeff Conwell. I'm at the Orange Grove Public Library, and we are in our Internet 101 program today. Internet 101. What is the Internet? Would you believe that is what the Internet looks like? It actually is a diagram that was based on, if you think of every web page being a point, and then they made a diagram mapping everything out. I tell everybody, we're in that left right-hand corner. No, just kidding. But anyway, it's really a phenomenon that has affected all our lives, so let's get to it and see what it's all about. The Internet is a global network providing a variety of information and communication facilities consisting of interconnected networks using standardized communication protocols. It started in the 1970s as a computer network connecting two or smaller networks. It was either military or university. There's a lot of controversy about that, but anyway, the word comes from reciprocal network. So it's an inter-network, internet. Here's a short list of Internet terms that we'll be looking at. Some of these, not every single one, but if you need an Internet dictionary, like with the basic computer terms, I can always send those to you. Just drop me a line at librarydude1999@gmail.com, and I'm happy to send you a copy. Okay. The add-on or plugins. Plugins are software additions that allow for customization of computer programs, applications, and web browsers, as well as customization of content offered by websites. Plugins continue to be used as add-ons to customized programs and apps. Their use in the web browsers has decreased somewhat in favor of using browser extensions. You really don't need to worry about it, but what it amounts to is if you get online and you find that you can't view a web page properly, it's because the software, remember software is the parts that run computer programs. It's not up to date with everything so that it can read the web page properly. So anyway, if your computer asks you to update it, it's always a good idea just to let it go and do its thing, because then it'll be up to date with everything, including with the add-ons. But these are some programs that you will be using a lot of on the computer, just to get you familiar with the terms of it. The first one's Adobe Acrobat Reader. We're all expected to view PDFs these days, and this plugin allows you to access and view those important documents. If you send a PDF to somebody, it doesn't matter if they have the program to read it, it will automatically pop up and they'll be able to read it, because it's like if you do a Word document and you send it to a person and they don't have Word on their computer, well, if you send it as a PDF, meaning an Adobe Acrobat Reader document, they will be able to read it. And then you have Adobe Flash Player. Sometimes in order to view videos online, there's a plugin called Adobe Flash Player has to be enabled. I know, for instance, if you go and play a video game, like last time we did the Bubble Pop, one of the things that came up was saying I need to allow Flash Player to run while I'm viewing that page. So anyway, that's for videos. Then you got Bucket plugins for those into Minecraft, which is a video game most kids know about. You can ask your grandkids. Bucket plugins are a type of plugin that provides countless ways to customize how the sandbox video game can be played. Okay, not really that necessary to know, but that's just a type of plugin. Then you got HP Print Service, which allows you to send print jobs from an Android device, such as your phone, to an HP printer. This plugin can be downloaded like an app from the Google Play Store. That's always handy when you can, without having to plug anything in, you can just send it to the printer, whatever you got. And then you got the Samsung Print Service, which allows you to print from Samsung mobile devices as well as most Android devices. This plugin allows print jobs to be sent to a wide variety of printers, including Brother, Canon, Dell, Lexmark, Sharp, and Xerox. You can also download this app from the Google Play Store. And finally, you got WordPress plugins. If you're a blogger, which is a web logger, somebody who keeps a journal online on a website, for the service that provides the website is called WordPress. These plugins are a great way to customize the look and content of your website. Now, near the end of this course of computer classes, I will be teaching classes on both blogging and creating a website. So just keep with it. Don't let all the information I'm throwing out at you intimidate you, okay? Because it's all about practice and taking it baby steps. The address bar is the bar that you see at the top of the computer screen. It's where you type what you're looking for. You can just type the name of a person, place, or thing, and then you just hit enter. So if you write walmart.com, you don't even have to write the www. You just say Walmart and it'll show up. And that's an example of what an address bar looks like. With Chrome, which we'll look at in a couple classes from now, that's called actually an omni box, which means an everything box. I tell people it's just like you're talking to me or you're talking to your neighbor, your grandma, whoever. You just type what you're looking for and you press enter, and there you go. It's really a matter of more filtering through all the information that you're given once you enter in your search to be able to get actually what you need. An app or an applet is a computer program or piece of software designed and written to fulfill a particular purpose of the user. Now, what is an app? And giving an example here. These are on apps on Apple iTunes. You've got YouTube, you've got Disney Plus, you've got Pinterest, Hulu, Word. All of these are programs that you're using on your device. And that app, of course, stands for application, but they're programs that you can access by just clicking on the little icon once you've downloaded it. And then on Google Play, for those of you who use Android devices, you've got WhatsApp, Facebook, Spotify. I mean, all of these things are also available through, most of them anyway, available through Apple iTunes. But just to show you the variety of things that can do. You can even create your own app if you want, but I'm not that far advanced myself, so I haven't been able to won't be able to be teaching that for some time. Okay. Now, when you type out a web address, you'll notice that it always starts out, because this is the way it was written from day one. You got http : / or forward slash and https : / Those are what's called, it stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocols. It's the way that the addresses are written. You don't have to write it out anymore because most browsers think for what you're trying to say, but if you do type it out wrong, a lot of times it won't work and you won't be able to find the page. Best thing to do is just write it out. But do be mindful that, especially when you're trying to spend money or you got your bank account information, all that S means is that it's secure. And there'll also be a little lock symbol by it. These are examples of what a web address looks like with the HTTPS, LifeWire, BBC, New York Times, EWTN, all of that. You be on the lookout for the little lock, and we'll tell you that that site is completely secure. And then bookmarks. What are bookmarks? It's a record of the address of a website, file, or other data made to enable to quick access in the future. Say like you go to a website a lot. Well, instead of writing out or searching for that website, if you bookmark it, you can click the bookmark and it goes right to the site. And if you bookmark something, it means to record the address of a website, file, whatever. And like if you look at on this page here, you see that little star? That another term for it, it's favorites, and it's the same thing. When you click that star on the address bar, whatever it is that you're looking at, will be bookmarked, so that you can just, and if you see above that where it says blogging, and that actually stands for build your own website, computer literacy, all that, when you click on that, you can go to the sites. That's called a bookmarks bar. So anyway, You can compile a big list and get lost with all your bookmarks too, but it is a very handy tool to have for speed of your use with the internet. To download and upload something. Download is simply, and you look for the little symbol now, that little arrow represents the information coming down to your device. It means to copy data from one computer system to another. So it's going from the internet to a disk, or USB, your computer, whatever. And it's just, they talk about, I have a download of this, it means it's a computer file that's transferred in such a way. Like it's a popular download from iTunes or a popular download from YouTube or whatever. And bulletin boards are basically places where people gather on the internet and talk about stuff. And then this is an example of a file. It's kind of crazy. I'm a big archaeology fan. And this is a file from an ancient Mayan codex. And if you want to view these files, they're picture files, it's a PDF actually. If you want to view them offline, all you need to do is click on where, like the first one, you can see I've been there before because it's a lighter color, page 1 through 12. That's 15.05 megabytes. That indicates the size of the file, and the lighter color indicates that I've been there before. But all these other files I can click and download to my device and look at them later when I'm not connected to the internet. So that's download. Then you got upload, which is transferring data to another computer system or to transmit it. The information is going from your device up to a place on the net. Like when you have a resume and you're at a job site, you want to upload your resume to the website. It means it's being transferred from your device to the job site. And the action or process of transferring data in such a way, that just describes what an upload is. And if, say, this is an example of a resume, you're at a job site, and when you click that browser button, you're going to get a directory from your computer of where to find the file, okay? So what you do is you click on the browser button and you find the file. And then once you click that, it'll allow you to upload. There'll be a button that says upload, and then you can do that. A firewall is a part of a computer system or network that's designed to block unauthorized access while permitting outward communication. That it protects you from hackers and people who try to steal your information, like your address or your credit card number. I mean, there are things out there like, they call them keystroke recognition. Say like when you press a 5, they'll think MasterCard, 4, Visa, what is it, the other one, American Express, all that. There's ways for people to hack into your computer, but if you have a firewall set up, it'll protect you, okay? And you can still use the internet without a fear. You got the favorites, again, that's almost the same thing as a bookmark, but they got a little star by it. A bookmark may have a different symbol, but basically they're the same thing. You got your home page, which is the introductory page of a website, typically serving as a table of contents for the site. Now I'm going to show you, this is the newest version of our homepage for the Harrison County Library System. And if you look, I'm going to get my cursor out here, and you'll see at the top on the address bar, that's our website address, Harrison for Harrison County, .lib for library, .ms.us. And this right here is my bookmarks bar for Google Chrome. And that's the back button, that's a forward button, that's to refresh it. That means that if a page is not loading, you can click that again and it will reload the page. And the little home icon right next to it, you can assign a particular website to be your home page, okay? So anyway, the web page itself, for the home page, I should say, for the library is, we got our icon here, there's our card catalog, then you've got what's called a menu that if you just hover your tab over it, you're going to get a drop-down menu that will talk about different things, what it offers. I'll show you that in just a second. Actually, let me show you now. Okay? I'm going to go to Google Chrome, and then I'm going to press Harrison County Libraries. And see, I got a bookmark right there, so I'm just going to load the page. And you'll see a live version of this. Okay? Again, that's the catalog. And then that if you want to look for a book or a movie or whatever, that's where you go. Where the I-beam is, where that little blinking thingy is. And then if I hit home, it's going to be the highlighted part of the menu is where I'm at. So if I click about, I'm just going to hover the mouse over that. Remember, when you click, if it's got a little hand, it indicates it's a live page. So if I click home, is it going to look any different? No, because it's well, you do have a little contact pop-up that came up if you want to ask us any questions, and you can sign up for our newsletter here. So it is a little different. But when I hover the mouse over other parts of the menu, you get these, it's called a pop-up menu. You get, a drop-down menu. Contact us. So if you want to contact us, you click on that. We'll give you access to that. Now, I've got my mouse over here on the far left-hand side. I don't think that you can see it, but you see my mouse going over to the side. I'm going to back up the screen just a little bit to give you a little more view. Okay, I think you can see that. You see my arrow? What I'm doing is left-clicking on the bar that's called a slide bar. I'm left-clicking on it, and I'm moving with my finger on the big part of the mouse, or you can just drag your hand. I'm actually using a laptop type of mouse to do this. But this is what's on the About page, and or the Contact page, rather. And you can just surf everything. And when they have a little hand, see how it's a cursor now? But when I turn a little hand, these little blue parts of the sentence are what's called a hyperlink that will allow you to go to another page to ask questions and stuff like that in this case. Okay? Let's go back to the home page again. I'm just going to click the back button to do that. Okay? Drop-down menu, all about the libraries, calendar of events, services, e-services, and all the different things that you can do. Okay? So that's, wrong, let me see. I have not the right thing on here. Okay. Okay. So you got the web page, the home page, and everything. Okay. The home page set up. Then just a website or web page can be any page on the World Wide Web, viewable by anyone connected to the internet and using a web browser. And we'll talk about web browsers in a minute. The World Wide Web is another term that's used interchangeably with the internet. They really don't mean the same thing, but you don't want to really need to go into the details of all that. This is a web, just like we did for the Contact Us page. That's a little, when you find the libraries, you go to that and we'll give you a little map of where everything's at. And it's interactive. And these symbols they have over it, that symbol there indicates the share. So if you want to share it out to your phone or mail it to somebody, it'll give you that option. And then that big square next to it means if you want to see it on a bigger page. So if I go and do that, anyway. Now, here's a list of websites that you may already know or have not heard yet. You can guess pretty much on the left-hand column what they are. Hancock Whitney, of course, is Hancock Bank, Walmart, eBay, Target, BBC. Now, NYT stands for, what do you think? New York Times. and then Ancestry.com. By the way, if you come to the library, any of our libraries, and you just Google Ancestry Library, you can get free access to the Ancestry website, okay? Now, iTunes is something we don't have loaded on our computers, but you can log in externally through the internet, but you're going to have a problem if you need to update your phones and stuff, because we don't have that particular app loaded on our computers. You're just accessing it through the net, okay? And we got Facebook. These are some other ones, irs.gov. You notice that on the right-hand side there, some of the websites end with, well, irs.gov. What do you think it stands for? Of course, it stands for government. And then you got .org it's a nonprofit. Craigslist is a nonprofit. So is Wikipedia. So is Archaeologica. And if it has an MIL, it stands for military. And then EDU, of course, stands for an Institute of Education, higher learning. So USM is, of course, University of Southern Mississippi. Excuse me. Now, if you want to go for more information, you can go to BitRebels for more internet terms. But right now, Surf is up, and it is your turn to get online and go search for something. I would recommend that you might even Google your name or your house or wherever, but there's a lot of different places you can go to. Well, I'm going to surf around and show you what a typical time for me on the internet is, okay? So what I do when I get on the net, you see I have 1,000 different, these are called tabs, by the way. Tabs are just like you want to jump from one site to another in a hurry, all you got to do is click on the tabs. Now, it's not really a good idea to have a bunch of tabs open at once simply because you get confused, but we'll find out later in Google Chrome, my Google Chrome class, that you can have up to, believe it or not, 100 of these open without making your computer just lock up and freeze. But anyway, what I often do is I go to my church website in the morning, and then I'll go to check my mail. So this is my work email. I've told you before that it's like a Library Due 1999, Library Due 1999 is kind of an impersonal email account that I created for you guys so that y'all could contact me easily. Everybody remembers Library Due 1999, but if I said g.conwell@harrison.lib.ms.us, you might not remember it so easy. But anyway, when I click on the site, I go put in my password, and then it loads it. Okay, I'm not going to stay signed in, but that's my email right there, and all these different things. These are different apps for the and Windows, for Office that they have that we use. So if I check my email, I think I got out of it already. I see Google Chrome's got Gmail right there, so I can just sign in. And of course, it remembers everything. So if I just type in Library Due 1999, I go there. It's got my password in that. I log in. Now, I don't want to get you too confused, okay? But let's just go to different websites. Like, this is the BBC. I go there a lot for my information. So when I hit BBC and it loads, notice it's got, you can't really see it up there, but at the top it's got a little lock, okay? Now I'm going to make the screen bigger, which you can also, remember from last time, if you press Control and plus, it makes the screen bigger. So you're going to see a lot more stuff, bigger, but it takes a little bit to get, how best you want to look at it. Now, similarly to our website, this is a menu, and if you click on the different areas, of course, this is going to break down the world, and then this is going to give you a pop-up to say, do you want to sign up for a newsletter or something, BBC updates, you can do that. But when you click world, and this is a menu for the different parts of the world that you can scroll over and look at. So you can, there's China, India, US, Canada. What I'll do is when I come in the morning after I get settled with my email and my church stuff and all that, I go and I scroll over all of these different tabs to see what's happening in the world. And then I'm not really much into business or anything like that, but I do go into the science and I look at all what's interesting in the world about that. Oh, wow. And then just to view what's there, you click on that and you see how the cursor goes from like an arrow to the hand. That indicates a hyperlink, which is like a little doorway to another web page. If you hover over there long enough, it will actually pop up. So anyway, this is an article about the ivory-billed woodpecker and some other things. That's sad. Now on the side here, you're going to see there's a listing for top stories, okay? And you can scroll and look at that. Of course, that right there says it's an advertisement. You can exit out of that, but they might ask you, why do you want to stop seeing it, whatever. I just ignore the ads, personally. But anyway, you can go, and this says more. So if you click on that, there's all these different things. I a lot of times will go to in pictures to see what the pictures of the week are like. So they got a lot of interesting stuff on the BBC. So if you go, let's look at this one right here. These are pictures from the 11th through the 17th of September 2021. Remember, it's a 9/11, 9/11. And then you got lava. All I'm doing is scrolling down. Remember, if you're having a problem with your mouse and you look at your keyboard, use those little arrows. You might have to click in the white part with the left clicker to kind of claim, it's like touching the page. And so you use the arrows then, and you can scroll down and look at all the different pictures and stuff like that. So anyway, that's a lot of fun. So anyway, and then I'm going to show you a couple other sites, which is really cool. One of them is, like I said, a big archaeology fan. OsirisNet.net is a site that's got some 3D constructions of ancient Egyptian tombs. And let's do 3D tomb tours. So if you click on these, you'll get a little tour of a tomb. There's what's a thing a lot of people do now. It's called armchair archaeology. My favorite story is this lady from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, saw that there was another pyramid built by the Great Pyramids, and nobody believed her until she actually went to Egypt and showed them where she saw it on Google Earth. I'm going to make the screen a little bit bigger. You get out some popcorn. It's like dinner in a movie. Okay? I click on the hand. I just keep clicking. Let's do it. I'm going to use the arrows to go directly to it's kind of a primitive reconstruction, but until you get down to the bottom of the shaft. It's all, and then there's the door, and then you open the door, and you're in an actual tomb. I mean, it's a digital version of it, but you can look. You know, and then they got a lot of different sites that we'll go into next time. But you go to ancient Pompeii, and of course you got even finding out what crimes have been happening in the town you're at. So I mean, there's a lot of use that people can make from the internet. I know a lot of people just spend time on there, but it's very constructive for pulling all kind of information out from anything. Like, I'll show you that site I was talking about for the Mayan codexes before we finish. And I'm looking for a site that's called FAMC. I only know this because I've been on the archaeology so much. But anyway, remember that site, how it looked. Let's go to the next page. This is all about the Dresden Codex. And there we go. Here's the first page of some Mayan. This is a PDF that you can print out and download. See, what I'm doing right now is I'm actually downloading the PDF. So you can see this is an actual historical document that's at the access of your fingertips. Now, what's really funny is if you Google or search the internet for your home address, and you'll find a picture of your house. So anyway, okay, everybody, that's it for today. Y'all drop me a line at LibraryDude1999. My name is Jeff Conwell. Thank you so much for watching.